Welcome to the David and Hillary Show, episode 44.
44. I'm going to try to stay for the whole time this one.
Oh, well, you're feeling better. I'm thankful for
Yeah.
that. So that's a good sign. This episode is dropping on Wednesday, November 26th, 2025, which is the day before Thanksgiving. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to finish up our three-part series about our trip to the Smokies, our fall trip, fall colors. If you haven't seen the first two episodes, you should go back and check out. We took some cool pictures and videos and told some fun stories. We're going to do that again to wrap that up, and we're going to do all of it, including a really unusual and kind of crazy animal encounter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if your turkey is not defrosted quick, go thaw it out.
Good luck with all of that.
Let's do this.
Well, let's start with Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for?
Oh my goodness. We're going to do this around the table probably, right? Everybody has to go around, say what they're thankful for.
Yeah.
And we usually okay, everybody's thankful for the Lord. Everybody's thankful for their family. I want to hear a little more creativity than that.
Yeah.
But isn't that the truth? We're so thankful for the Lord. We're so thankful for our family.
And you can't leave that out.
I know. And one thing specifically I've been thinking about is the word hope. Jesus makes it so that no matter what happens, the very next day, his mercies are new and there is hope.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all you need is just the hope of things that could get better, the hope of things that could turn around. And so
It goes a long way.
it really does. I'm so grateful that if you have Jesus, you have hope.
Exactly.
I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you too, and I'm thankful for health.
Mm-hmm.
All the things that you said, the Lord and family, we really, really are blessed. I'm thankful for health because I'm 60 and you're less than that, but not by too many years. And we still work outside almost every day and do physical labor for money. That's how we pay our bills.
Lots of muscles.
Yeah, and we're still doing it.
Yeah.
We're still doing it. We're still able to do it. And I'm thankful because a lot of people at our age are getting a lot of surgeries and taking a lot of pills. And I'm not boasting. I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that the Lord has given us health and that we can do what we do.
Well, and we've asked him and we've prayed about different jobs.
Right.
And he keeps saying, no, keep doing this one.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And so it does make sense that he's equipping us to do the job he's asking us to do.
Exactly. So. And when he tells us to do something else, we'll be obedient and do it.
Right.
Sometimes you struggle a little bit to hear God and to know exactly what he's telling you, because he doesn't send you a letter, he doesn't send you an email, he doesn't talk to us in an audible voice. I've never had that. Most people don't. But he does communicate with us, and so we try to be open to that and be listening and watching for signs and for what are you trying to tell us, Lord?
Yeah.
And so far he keeps telling us to do what we're doing, but you're right, and he keeps equipping us to do it.
That's right.
And I'm thankful.
Yeah,
I'm thankful.
me too.
Well, I'm thankful that we made ourselves take a break this fall and go over to the Smokies, Gatlinburg, but we kind of went all over and into North Carolina and stuff. We talked about that. So we'll pick up where we left off last time. On the second day being over there, we had spent a lot of time in North Carolina. We showed you a picture or two from Soco Falls that were not my best photography because I was on a deck that wouldn't stay still. It was kind of frustrating.
Probably didn't hurt or help that I was playing with every dog that came in and they were jumping around.
Yeah, there was a steady stream of people coming and going, and they all had dogs and they were talking.
Yeah.
And so
it was a little rambunctious.
You try to, when you're a photographer, you don't want to block other people's enjoyment of whatever the site is that you're photographing, but you kind of don't want other people to block your enjoyment of it either. And sometimes that's a hard thing to figure out. How do I be polite and yet I have the right to be here too? And
Right.
people don't know. People who aren't photographers and are never used a tripod, they don't have a clue. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
we're shaking the whole deck while he's over here trying to get a
Right.
long exposure of this waterfall. So, but anyway, we had a good day and we got some great pictures in the river on the way back. So that
Yeah.
was fun. When we left there, though, we drove back into Gatlinburg, and because we had been out playing around in the rain,
Mm-hmm.
we were a little damp and a little uncomfortable. So we went back to our room to change into dry clothes to get ready for dinner. So let me just explain the layout of the place that we were staying. It was Quality Inn Creekside,
Yep.
and in episode one, I believe we showed pictures of how it's kind of a, I guess you would call it more of a motel than a hotel. All the rooms enter outside, um, open to an outside deck that runs down, and then there's outdoor stairways. There is an elevator, but the elevator was broke. The first floor is parking, and so floor one, quote unquote, of rooms is where you would normally think of the second floor being. And then our room was on what they called the second floor, which would normally be the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
So we went back in the room, we changed, dry clothes, got ready to go to dinner. And then I opened the door first
Yeah.
and walked out. Our door was maybe 10 or 15 steps from the staircase going downstairs.
Yep.
And this is what we saw. So I'm just gonna stop that, and we'll play the whole thing for you in a second. But that's what we walked out and saw. And Hillary, I'll give my first thoughts in a minute. But what was your first thought?
My first thought was, we're gonna die. Why did I shut the door? You should never just walk out a door and shut the door, although that's exactly what you do with a door.
Right?
You open a door, you step out a door, you shut a door.
Yeah.
And now I will never do that again. I will forever open a door, look for a bear, and then shut a door. Because
Everywhere you go.
everywhere. I don't care if I'm walking out of Walmart. I'm looking for a bear now. I, it was like my brain went into dream sequence immediately. I could not believe we were that close to an actual bear sitting outside our door. And then you hear that motel door click. You're like, ah. So
And you know how sometimes your room key, like, because they're all digital now. Even this one, which is old, you can
yeah,
tell. You can tell it when the video starts up again. You can tell that it's kind of old. So you're kind of freaking out, and
quietly inside.
immediately
Because you've trained me. The David McClung rule is there's no panicking.
freaking out never helps.
Freaking out never helps. No one is allowed to panic. But inside, I was secretly panicking. But you know what I was thinking? I've got to get that door back open.
Yeah.
And that phrase just kept going through my mind because we watch those movies sometimes. And what is the phrase? It's slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Yeah.
And so I was just determined not to like fumble through my purse because my key was in my purse, in my wallet. Like it
Well,
was
that's the
not
thing.
in my hand.
You don't need a key to leave.
Right. You just
You
slam that door and go to
leave
dinner.
the motel room and shut the door, and it locks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you got to dig and find the key.
So I mean, I feel like we both kind of just stopped, and then I don't know. I did kind of turn my back because you were between me and the bear,
Right.
and I just thought, okay, I just gotta quietly get my purse open, slowly reach for the key, slowly put the key. The whole time I'm thinking, please don't charge us, please don't charge us. You know, I just thought he could be racing right towards us at this point.
Right.
And but I didn't hear anything like that, so I just tried to very quietly just, get that key in there. I did it very slowly, so you wasn't like, oh, make it go in.
Right.
And I did get the door open, and held it open so that if we wanted to race in, we could. What were you doing while I had my back turned trying to do the key?
Well, let me let the audience kind of know my entire thought process. So, first of all, it wasn't a polar bear.
Nope.
It wasn't a grizzly bear.
Nope.
It wasn't a Kodiak bear. It wasn't even a brown bear.
Right.
All those bears are much more aggressive than Smoky Mountain black bears,
Yes.
which are known for not being super aggressive. The rule of thumb is if you don't approach the bear and you don't threaten the bear, you'll probably be fine as long as you keep your distance and don't do anything threatening. If it's a mama bear and there are cubs, absolutely under no circumstances do you ever get between the mama and the cubs. If you realize you've accidentally walked between the mama and the cubs without even knowing they were there, but now you know, get out from between them
Right.
as quickly as you can. So I was okay. Couple more bits of information. We've stayed at this motel before, which we mentioned in an earlier episode.
Yeah.
And for years, there's been one or two bears that frequent this motel.
Yes.
They try to get garbage out of people's cars, out of pickup trucks, out of if the garbage is supposed to be bear proof, but they're just scrounging around for whatever they can find to eat. They've decided it's more fun to hang out. They're city bears.
Well, and this guy's got his picture in the lobby. Like they know he works this.
I don't remember what they named
I think they have, but they know he works this territory, right?
Yeah,
this is his area.
He doesn't want to go out in the woods. He wants to hang out in town.
Yeah,
and he frequents the Quality Inn, Creekside, and other surrounding places looking for food. And when you check in, they tell you about the bear.
Yeah.
And they tell you that it's not aggressive, but keep your distance. Don't approach it. And you should be fine.
Don't leave any food in your car.
Don't leave any food in your car.
Yeah.
He does not really want to hurt you, but don't give him a reason to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I did not, though, expect him to be all the way on
right
up two sets of stairs on what we call the second floor, but it's really the third floor. So yeah, it surprised me.
We've never seen him so close to the rooms before.
What happened? You asked me what was going through my mind. What actually happened that I can't show you is I pulled out my phone really quick because, true to my saying, freaking out never helps, is I'm thinking, I don't think this bear is going to charge me. I don't think he wants a real interaction with me. And I've even heard people talk about if the bear starts to come at you like they're frustrated with you, a black bear, make yourself really big and take just a couple steps toward the bear, yell, scream, wave your arms, all this, and usually they'll just turn and run away. They really don't want a full interaction with you. So I'm thinking all these things and I'm trusting them, and the bear looks completely disinterested. He mostly just looks annoyed that we came out of the room while he was trying to figure out where he was going to go look for food next.
Yeah.
So I pulled my phone out really quick, and I thought started videoing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of moved around and did some things not toward me. And I'm talking, I'm narrating the video, I'm really into it. I mean, maybe for 2 minutes. And then I realize it's not recording. And I'm just sick because I think I've missed this incredible interaction.
Right.
And I think I was even trying to be funny on the video and stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, I was just, who knows why you do what you do in the moment. But at least I checked it and I realized it wasn't recording.
Yes.
So then I did hit record and made sure that it was recording. And that's where I might have already been out there for a couple minutes.
Right. This video is just about a minute long. But you had already recorded 2 minutes of.
Well, I didn't record it, but
you'd already.
We had already been out there on the balcony or the outside hallway, whatever you want to call it.
Well, to be fair, I was half in the room, half out.
Right.
Just in case.
And trying to decide if you had to change your underwear. But the bear never came toward me. So let's go ahead and show the full video that I did actually get.
All right, here we go.
So we come out of the room, we see the bear, And then it almost seems like he's gonna come toward me,
No.
and I just tell him no, like he's a dog or something. Not because I think that he knows English or that anyone's trained him, but just, if you address animals with a firm voice, sometimes they just take your tone. So he's going downstairs.
Like, all right.
Okay, so now he's down to the first floor, which is elevated off the ground. And now it keeps going. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know where he's going. I guess if he goes all the way to the bottom, then we'll just, because that's where we need to go. We'll wait and see if he completely leaves. We'll be very careful. Okay, now he's coming back up. Now he's back up to what they're calling the first floor,
And he's coming back up.
and now he's coming halfway back up to the second floor.
Hillary's back in the room again, I'm pretty sure.
And now I guess he decides, this goober's not going anywhere. I'll just leave.
Thank you. See ya.
So,
He's like, I don't even want to be on the podcast.
that and I kind of knew that I don't know how I knew. I think that when we stayed here before, like 5 years ago, we had seen him walking down that little
Yes.
on the other side of that fence,
Yes.
which is a very, very steep hill. And I kind of figured that's probably when he gets tired of being in here interacting with people sort of from a distance, looking for trash and food. I think that's where he goes.
Yeah.
And so, and he finally exited, and
Because the one year, like you said, 5 years ago, and I don't know if this was the same bear, but a lot of people were on the balcony. I don't remember which floor it was, but we were on the balcony watching him on the hillside, thinking, oh, this is so safe. He's over there. We're over here. There's a fence. He can't get over here. Oh, apparently, yes, he can. We had no idea.
well, yeah, he was like rubbing his back on a log. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
on a
weird.
tree. Yep.
It's like this steep. I'm not exaggerating. It's almost vertical. But he was in there wedged between a tree and the hillside, and he was kind of scratching his back and
Yeah.
eating some leaves or some berries or something,
showing off.
just hanging out. So, and we had seen him rummaging around for trash before as well. So
Yeah.
that was the absolute highlight of our trip. Just
Yeah.
because, I mean, I was, I don't know, 15 feet from the bear.
Yeah. We've never been that close.
Right.
Yeah.
Without being in a car or
Right.
feeling like there's some kind of protection. But
Yeah.
that was crazy. So,
And I do feel kind of bad because that very first night, I was like, I told my mom, oh, we've already seen a bear. She's like, do you have to go hiking? I was like, oh, don't worry. We're in the car. We're not anywhere near the bears. Well, they were near us. So
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to come to my hotel and knock on the door.
well,
Hey, you got
here
any
we are.
sandwiches in there?
We survived.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy. So we walked down, it wasn't too far, and went to Mellow Mushroom. If you've never heard of Mellow Mushroom, we actually have one here in Franklin, Tennessee, but it's a pizza chain. They have pretty good pizza, and we had a good time. And then afterward, we went to Baskin Robbins and got some ice cream
Yeah. Yum, yum, yum.
and walked back to the motel, and we were not done with our ice cream.
Right. Right.
And so
I didn't want to
we're
go back.
thinking, well, what happens if we, on the way through the parking lot or up on the stairs, if he smells our ice cream and decides he needs it more than we do,
Right.
what do we do? So we don't have any pictures of this, but when we kind of walked back into the parking lot, we're carrying ice cream and we see the bear.
Yeah.
And he's
But we had a plan.
he's in the parking lot going from vehicle to vehicle trying to see if he can find anything to eat. They had told us that he has
Yeah.
broken into cars before to get food.
Yep.
Like broken into the car, so that's why they tell you don't leave any food in your vehicle. So our plan was, whether we see him or not, let's just go into the motel lobby, which kind of faces our room. It's in a separate building and has a lot of glass in the lobby. And so we went in, finished our ice cream, and watched the bear jump up into the back of a pickup
Yeah.
and really try to open whatever was back in there.
Yeah. Rummaging through all the back of the
Rummaging
stuff.
through the
Yep.
back of the pickup. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And even though, I don't know, maybe that bear looked big to you, that's small compared to, grizzly bear or a lot of other types of bears, but a bear like that can really do some damage.
Oh, yeah.
So they are
Yeah.
super strong. They have big claws. So anyway, that was our evening. We finished our ice cream and went back up to our room, and we were
We barely made it.
safely locked in for the night. The next morning, what's great about this hotel is it really is just right downtown Gatlinburg, and so we walked to the Flapjack's Pancake Cabin. Pancake breakfasts are a big deal in
Yeah, you
Gatlinburg. They're
go to
all
Gatlinburg, you
over the
need
place.
you need to like pancakes
Yeah.
because there's a lot of really good pancakes.
Well, we could have had the motel breakfast, but we did that the day before. It was
It's okay.
It wasn't great, and
I mean, when you know this guy's right around the corner,
yeah,
you
so
kind of got to go to Flapjacks.
we went and had a great breakfast, and had a great server. Had a good conversation with him, and went went back and loaded up and headed out. We had one last thing to do before we left to go back home. I had found a flyer in a gas station when we first got to town,
Yeah,
and showed you and said, "What do you think about going to Parrot Mountain while we're here?"
and I said, no, I don't think I would like that. Which probably he can't believe because we actually owned birds for several years, and I
Yeah.
did love our little birds, our little parakeets. But maybe I've never mentioned, large birds scare me. They just, I don't know, those big beaks, those beady eyes, they could just bite your finger off. They just,
They can hurt you.
they kind of, they intimidate me and they know it. And it's all about the pecking order. And so I don't want to be by the big birds because they know I'm scared. They can smell my fear. But you talked me into it.
Yeah, we talked about it for a little bit, and you finally said yes, which was I was happy about that. I thought it would be fun, so we drove to Parrot Mountain, and when we got up to the parking lot, oh, I forgot to tell you. Let me backtrack just a little bit. In episode 1, I showed you the creek that runs by the motel where we stayed. When we were getting ready to leave on day 3, I decided to go to the end of the motel property and shoot with just my cell phone up the creek upstream, just because I thought, oh, I think it looks kind of nice over there. It's all city, city, city.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got this photo with just my cell phone, and that's how beautiful it was, just right there. You just had to kind of look for it and go to the edge of the property. You can see there's a little bridge there, but you can't hardly see any civilization. But
It's very pretty.
yeah, so find beauty wherever you can.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sorry, I kind of almost forgot that. Parrot Mountain. We get to Parrot Mountain, we park, we're walking up. This is the edge of, excuse me, this is the edge of the attraction. And these birds are just, they don't have a little chain
Yep,
around
they are
their
not tethered to anything.
or
Just
they're just
hanging out.
chilling. Big, beautiful macaws. And something else you'll see as we go through Parrot Mountain is they had decorated for fall like
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yeah.
They'd spent a lot of time and money decorating the place, which was really cool. So we go up to the entrance, and everything that they did there was beautiful and kind of fun. I noticed that the sign above the door said "Welcome to Paradise." I love that. We kind of refer to our backyard as our backyard paradise, and so I like that. I noticed that. As we go in, we pay, and then these parrots, and cockatoos, they're just loose.
They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
It was, I think the brochure just, did it say hundreds of birds?
Well, that makes sense. I don't remember that, but there were a lot of birds.
A lot. Everywhere
lot of birds.
everywhere you turned around.
And I think their wings were clipped, and so they kind of just knew that they couldn't really go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they have food and water and they're well cared for.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just I didn't expect that. There are birds in cages, and we'll show you those too. But these guys are just loose.
So beautiful.
Well, they had a path to follow, and along that path were exhibits. This is another video. I want to show you. Look down, and so this is all built. It's Parrot Mountain. It's all built on very uneven ground, and part of it is stilted and pretty high up. So you're up in the trees.
It's like
There's a
a
toucan.
big tree house for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and kids. You can hear kids in the background. There was a family that kind of was going through at the same pace we were. But yeah, it was just really well built and fun, and it was just a cool place to go through. There's a better view of one of the toucans, and then they had these placards, these signs that told a little bit about each bird, each species, and so that was really interesting. I'm not gonna try and have you read all of that, but that was the bird, the real live bird that they're talking about there. So it was cool that we got to see all these things and learn about them. This is a kookaburra.
Little kookaburra. He's so cute.
Yeah, from Australia. They had a lot of birds from Australia. So we kept going, and again, they just had lots of decorations. You can see the fall colors of just the natural hillside, and then they've got all of their decorations. And then around the corner here, you kind of could look off into the mountains. It was just a really picturesque place, and
Yeah. I mean, even just to like say, let's go take a walk on
yeah,
Parrot Mountain was worth it just for the scenery and the decorations. They really just did such a great job keeping up on everything. And I mean this sounds silly, but as someone who has bought ornamental pumpkins, I just kept thinking, oh my goodness, like they must have bought these wholesale somewhere, like
well, they had to.
hundreds and hundreds of mums and pumpkins and gourds, and it just went on and on and on. It was incredible.
Well, the birds were cool, but the decorations did add to the enjoyment.
Hmm.
I thought you just felt like you were on a cool fall field trip or something. It
Yes.
was really nice.
I kept thinking, especially with those kids that were there, I wondered if school groups ever did come to Parrot Mountain. It was so educational.
Hmm.
They had so much information about all the birds, and it was interactive. And I don't know if they do or not, but it was really great.
Yeah, this is another just cool kind of exotic bird. Don't have the name of that one, unfortunately, but this is the kind of thing that we saw. It was just bird after bird that was unique and um, interesting and beautiful. This I think this caught both of our attentions, but do you want to kind of talk about this theme throughout the park?
Yeah, and I don't remember if we learned about this before we went or after.
I think it mentioned something about it in the brochure.
So there definitely was like a religious theme to well, they called it, I think they wanted it to be like the Garden of Eden. They wanted it to be like paradise.
Yeah,
And so this picture just says, I am the way, the truth. I'm sorry, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And throughout the entire exhibits, they just had lots of scripture,
yeah,
lots of things associated with Christianity, and it was very inspiring. They built this place specifically because they felt like the Lord told them to go
right.
move to this area and build this.
Yeah.
Kind of a field of dreams, if you build it, they will come kind of thing. But it was meant to encourage people and to be beautiful.
Well, they built it in the '90s, so they've
Mm-hmm.
been there a while,
Yep.
and it seems really successful. They also had placards throughout that just had scripture verses on it, and looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Hebrews 12:2. So just stuff like that. I want to say random scripture verses. Random
Mm-hmm.
sounds like the wrong word, but some of them fit the theme of whatever they were near, and some of them were just um, seemed kind of random, but they all were meaningful to us
Right.
as Christian believers. We liked that was one of the themes
Yeah.
that was there.
They all seem very encouraging. Just some of your favorites. If you have a favorite scripture, it probably was
It was
there.
probably there.
It was probably there.
On a less serious note, you could also buy parrot-shaped lawn chairs or deck
Yeah.
chairs.
They
Yeah.
were adorable.
So I mean, they were just going all out to have the whole, vibe of the whole place and to have opportunities for photos and to have fun and to take something
Yeah.
home with you. So that was cool. And here's another picture of some of the decorations that you can see just the plant, all the green plants there are just there all the time, I'm sure. And then pumpkins and gourds and bales of hay and mums and just to highlight the season.
It was such a peaceful place
Yeah,
to walk through. The birds were a little loud, but it just added to the fun.
right.
But really, just they've done such a great job.
Here was a water feature. We love that, of course. If you look really closely at the top, you can see there's a little waterfall. And there's so much greenery and stuff, you don't really see the stream. But then you can, of course, see the last waterfall there on the right as it goes into the pool at the bottom. And again, just all the decorations to go with it.
Yeah.
It was just a cool atmosphere. Well, we found a doorway that Hillary thought we should go through, but it wasn't labeled. And
Right.
it was kind of like we switched roles for a minute because usually I'm the more adventurous one, kind of like, we'll ask forgiveness later. We don't need permission. And she's kind of like, hang on,
Oh, no, let's follow the rules here.
pulling back on the reins, like, no, we probably shouldn't do that. Well, this time she was just like, I'm going through this door, whether you go with me or not. I'm like, what?
Well, and I had read the brochure. I knew there was a secret garden.
I had no clue.
And so when I saw the door, I thought, oh, I mean, it didn't say keep out. And so I thought, and didn't it have, it said something, there was some poem.
There was a poem next to the door that had something about a
secret garden,
secret
but it didn't
garden.
say secret garden, come on in.
No, it didn't. And so here's a picture of the sign on, I guess, the entrance. We must have gone in the outdoor.
Yeah, we went in the exit.
Because we walked right past this and never saw it.
Yeah.
Because we were looking, there's an aisle, a walkway, and there's stuff on the left and there's stuff on the right. And there were lots of things to look at on the right, and this door was on the left. We didn't see it. By the time we got to the other end of the secret garden, we saw the exit door. And
Yeah.
that's where
And I was like, hey, let's go in. Let's try it.
get out.
Come on, let's do it.
I'm having fun. I don't want to get thrown out of this place. Well, so we go in, and
It was a secret
it
garden.
was a secret garden with birds, and there were a lot of pigeons. They didn't have any signs or names of the birds that were in this area.
Right.
And I didn't look up what this fantail turkey pigeon or whatever it is, what that's actually called, but he was kind of fun. There was this guy, golden pheasant. That
So
one I
pretty.
had actually heard of before. He really didn't want to look at us too much, but I did get a close up at one point where you can actually see his face. Very, very pretty bird. And then this little green guy.
He loved me.
I never figured out what he was, but he followed us wherever we went.
Yeah.
He wanted to be close to us. And I put my hand out a couple of times just to see what would happen. And he kind of cautiously backed up. He didn't run away. He didn't squawk or anything. I'm like, okay, this is, your terms. It's your place. But
Yeah, but every time I would walk on the pathway, there was a ledge beside it, and he would just walk right beside me. I'm gonna
right
hang out
with
with you.
yeah, here's a picture of you and your little buddy.
He's so cute. Yeah, he just walked along that whole ledge.
Yeah.
I don't think I tried to reach out to him, but yeah.
One of our kids saw that photo and said, geez, Mom, what are you trying to rip the place off or something?
I'm tucking birds in my jacket.
Hoodie Hillary with the green bird.
I remember it being a little cold and rainy.
Yeah, it was cold and rainy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I left a thicker jacket in the car, and the whole way I was like, why did I do that? But I didn't want to carry it.
Yeah. Well. Next, after the secret garden, you can see this sign says, "Feed the birds at your own risk."
Yeah,
Okay.
at your own risk. See?
I mean, we survived the bear. Surely we can survive a parrot.
Maybe.
Well, this way to continue your tour. So, what happened next was we had opportunities to feed the birds. So, here's Hillary feeding Sugar, the cockatoo.
Look how cute he is. He's so cute.
Yeah, really, really beautiful bird and very, very tame.
I mean, he was so sweet when I held my hand out and he was eating the sunflowers. I mean, he was just tickling my hand.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't even really using his beak.
Probably his tongue.
Yeah, he was just like he would just kind of get the little seed and crack them in his beak and leave the shells. But it was truly like he was just tickling my hand.
Yeah.
He was a sweetie.
Well, in this next video, kind of watch the background because at some point we're going to turn around and you'll see there are just stanchions all there. I don't know, there had to have been 4 dozen maybe, close
So
to
many.
50 different birds.
I mean, you can, yeah.
Large parrots, macaws, and all different color macaws and cockatoos. So, so anyway, here's
I'll start recording. Hello.
you can kind of hear the hellos in the back. Part of that is Hillary trying to get the macaw to say it. Well, that was the bird right there. I'm actually holding a red-tailed black cockatoo from Australia. This guy is beautiful. And the tail has yellow, orange, and red stripes in it. Of course, we weren't going to try to fan the tail open.
Yeah.
And then those flecks on the head and shoulders are basically gold. It's just beautiful.
This guy, he just kept trying to ask for food. He's like, hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
You can see how many birds. Every one of those stanchions has another bird on it.
So many.
We really had a great time. So this is Zelda, and Zelda was having a good time. We had a lot of pictures and a lot of videos. We didn't want to bore you to death, but this was really kind of gave a good indication of what's there, and you could just wander around, pick up the birds, feed them. A couple of them would have signs that say "Don't touch me" or "Don't feed me."
Some of them are rescued birds, and they just know which ones do and don't work well with people. And
But
so,
most of them you could interact with, and
Yeah.
it was really cool.
yeah, they know you're there to feed them, and they love
yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So
staff has
sweet.
done a great job of preparing them to interact well with random people.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, again, back to kind of the atmosphere of the entire park. I'll just show you a couple more pictures. This is, they've kind of, I don't know if homage is the right word, but they've got a display here of the Ten Commandments.
I thought those were broken. Oh, these are just like remakes.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean,
that's what homage means.
oh,
It's like a tribute to the original. Here's a display of the birth of Jesus, and I think this is up all year.
mm-hmm.
This was right after Halloween that we were there, or right before. I can't even remember now. So this is the empty tomb.
This might have been my favorite.
Yeah, after Jesus rose from the dead, and if you go in on the close-up, there's an angel there, and there's a cloth on the pedestal inside, just to kind of indicate what the scripture says about what Mary and a couple of the disciples found when they went looking for, well, when she went to just pay respects, and then the disciples heard that he had risen from the dead, and they went to check it out.
I think if I had to pick between having a nativity up or having an empty tomb display up,
Yeah.
oh man, I'd go for the empty tomb.
Right.
Yeah, just how that would be such a great display.
Yeah.
We should build one in our backyard. I'm thinking about it.
Well, they did both, and then they also had a statue of the risen Savior,
Mm-hmm.
which pretty cool with the fall colors behind him. Just because obviously I'm into that, but
Yeah.
cool anyway. Thank you, Jesus, for dying for our
Mm-hmm.
sins and raising from the dead, proving that you were and are the Son of God.
And I do think that was part of the main intention when they built Parrot Mountain
Yep.
was to give glory and honor to Jesus.
Yeah.
So they did a great job.
Well, we've got just a couple more from there. These are Major Mitchell cockatoos, again from Australia. And you can see how cool they are with the pink and the white. And it almost looks like somebody has given this bird a ponytail with a
Yeah.
red rubber band, but that's not what it is. If we go to
Super
the
stylish.
Yeah, if you go to the picture on the placard, you can see if the crest is up, that's what that bird looks like. And here's a super close up of
Cool.
that picture. It's not the most clear picture ever, but what a beautiful bird.
I wish they'd done that the day we were here. The day we were there.
Yeah.
I mean, they were beautiful even without that, but wow.
What I learned about cockatoos when I worked at a pet store, like, I don't know, 40 years ago or whatever it was, um, they usually only do that when they're really happy or really agitated.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't do it a whole lot on their own. And so I'm glad we didn't get them agitated, but
Yeah.
it would have been nice to see.
Maybe I could have sang to them.
Well, we'll try that on the next trip. On our way out, here was fall foliage. Our first two episodes about this trip, we showed a lot of fall foliage, and this was what it looked like leaving Parrot Mountain. So even on our way out, we got a beautiful show. We saved one last video just because it was one of our favorite things
Yeah.
that happened and in the whole visit to Parrot Mountain. They actually have a bird nursery
Mm-hmm.
where they breed the parrots and raise the babies. Some of them they keep there, some of them they sell.
Yeah.
They are not inexpensive. We asked about a couple of
Yeah.
them.
They are very proud of their baby birds.
They're very proud of their baby birds, but they want the babies to be I just lost the word, but they want them to feel comfortable around humans. So they want them to be
Right.
handled, and they let
Mm-hmm.
visitors just be respectful, be careful. If the bird is acting agitated, just don't make it come up, uh, be respectful.
But I mean, it really was kind of amazing. We walked in and they just basically said, "Yeah, go play with any of the birds, get them out of any of the boxes." And some of them were covered, and so again, following the rules, I thought, "Oh, well, those birds you're probably not supposed to play with."
Right.
And they were like, "Oh, any of those, just tell us. We'll get them out. You can play with all of the birds."
Yeah.
I was like, "Wow, okay, this
Yeah.
is really kind of fun." So
So these are ringneck parakeets, which can be different colors, and they have, if you look closely, there's just a little thin dark line around their neck in the coloring, which is where they get their name. But it's a short video. But you had one, and I had one while I was videotaping, and it's really fun.
and I hate to back up again, but I'm still staring at this beautiful picture leading up to Parrot Mountain. Um, I just feel like we have to say very quickly, it is a mountain, and so don't try to take your camper up there.
Mm.
You want to just go up in your car. It's very steep. There is one place where you could park and walk up if you don't want to make that steep drive up. We made the drive, but it was wet pavement, and it was a little difficult getting up there on the wet pavement. So don't take your camper. Be prepared. It's on a mountain. It's very steep to try to get up there.
But
So
worth the trip.
worth the trip, yes. So
All right.
anyway, now
Well, here's
sorry
our
for that interruption.
Yeah, you completely blew my mojo. But here's our ringneck parakeet video.
True to brand. Sorry. There we go. They're so cute.
Well, that was Parrot Mountain.
Yeah.
It was a great time. We
So cute.
we were wondering which one of us invited the bear to dinner. Ended up
Yeah.
neither one, and he finally left, thankfully, but we survived and had a great time the next day at Parrot Mountain. So if you get a chance to go to the Smokies, and we always really like Gatlinburg. Parrot Mountain is in Sevierville. If you're not familiar, Sevierville is right next to Gatlinburg, and there's a lot of stuff to do in that whole area. But it's a great place to vacation.
I was gonna double check you. Are you positive? Because I thought it was Pigeon Forge.
Well, it's in there somewhere.
They're very close. It's one of
Sevierville,
those.
Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. I think my location on my picture said Sevierville, but
Okay. They're very close to each other.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only one Parrot Mountain in that area. You can find it. It's not that hard.
Could you imagine two?
Well, happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for joining us. I really enjoy doing this. I hope you enjoy seeing the photos and the videos and hearing about our experiences. And again, get out and go somewhere great. If it's not the Smokies, go take a walk in the woods. Go find a cool place to go explore and have some fun. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
All right. See ya.